Hey Caps, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. I am working on your energies for March. Wow. So this is a really big month, Capricorn, but this is actually a really big month for you especially. My earth signs are going through a tremendous amount of physical changes in their lives. It may not feel like the physical changes are happening right now, but what this retrograde Mercury is doing is making us go back over some very emotional old woundings, things from our childhood, I feel like, and they're really they're cleaning an area of the subconscious out for us and preparing us for the next phases, which you're going to start to see in the second half of March. Which is why I'm only doing this reading for the first half, because there's two very decisive, there's a duality to March, in which the first half of March we're still kind of going through this emotional tunnel. We're visiting the unknown. We're having to rely on our intuition kind of to see through the dark and through the fog. But mid-month, there's a major shift. There's all this energy that's happening. Mercury goes direct and starts to clear its shadow. So there's movement. All planets are back in forward motion. So there's evidence of progress. You have Saturn, which is huge for you, Capricorn. You're Saturn ruled. So you have Saturn leaving your sign and moving into your second house, which is pretty incredible. And there's a few different reasons for that. As Saturn moves, Mars is moving through Capricorn, and it's hitting that point. Like right now, Mars is up on the south node. So you see this playing out collectively with this energy of a lot of fears coming to the surface. That's what this retrograde is doing. It's exposing all of the fears. But I don't think that anybody is talking about them. I think this is very internal. People are keeping this to themselves, their struggles, their worries, their stresses. I don't think there's a lot of talking or building or the solving of the issues. I think there's more of the grasping of the learning. There's a final lesson here as Mars hits up on all of these points that we've kind of gone through. Mars can bring energy in a way of conquering, like the final conquer, the final battle that ends it all, that makes the big changes. This is the energy coming into the end of March, where all of this work you're doing right now is really going to set the tone. It's going to create your future, and you don't even know it right now. Saturn moving into your second house. Now, this is just, the end of March will be just a taste of that, okay? Because later on in the year, Saturn is going to retrograde back into the end degrees of Capricorn. And typically during that phase, Saturn brings some gifts, some evidence that you've done well in certain areas, that you've learned your lesson, you've ended these karmic situations, and there's a great sense of accomplishment as Saturn moves into your second house, and it starts to really build these foundations based on these new set of values and beliefs, the things that you have and the things that you love, your belongings. There's so much evidence for Capricorn of complete and utter transformation. And that's what 2020 is about for you, is transformation. And March is probably the biggest month of progress. So we're going to split this energy, and right now I'm just going to focus on the first 2 weeks, because there's a lot of emotional stuff that needs to be dealt with right now in order for those new beginnings to start. Venus is going to be moving from your 4th house into your 5th house, and it's in a sign that trines your energy. So as well, it meets up with Uranus. This is beautiful because this brings a lot of freedom, Caps. I think in a way, the universe, Capricorns carry burdens. They have to grow up very fast. There's a great sense of responsibility in a Capricorn. And I think as Venus goes into Taurus, and I think as it activates the Uranus placement in your 5th house, there's a sense of freedom. With all of the change in your 1st and your 2nd house, I think there's a real change in who you are. The cleaning out of the subconscious, of the old habits, of the old karma, the karma you carried for all the other people in your life. This could be taking care of family members, carrying the burden for family members, accepting a greater amount of responsibility. And now Saturn and Pluto conjunct in that 1st house, and they cleaned some stuff up. And they gave you permission to let go. Let go of the need to control. Because Saturn and Pluto together said, enough is enough. You had almost 40 years. We gave you 40 years. And you got yourself into a mess, and you are carrying all these burdens of responsibilities, and something has to happen. Something has to break here. There has to be a leveling out and a balancing, because it has to be more about what you love and what you enjoy. There is a freedom in expression that's occurring for my Capricorns. There's boundaries being drawn so that you could enjoy your life, maybe dropping some of those workaholic tendencies, or dropping some of that need for control and becoming a little bit more creative, a little bit more whimsical in your life. And there's an element here where you find an amount of freedom by allowing yourself to connect in a Venusian way, to connect through sex, to connect through romance, to connect through things that just make you feel good. And that by following that, by allowing your heart chakra to open and to really go after life with heart, not with burden, not with responsibilities. It's no longer about doing the right thing, the thing that everybody expects Capricorn to do. It's a little bit more of, what does Capricorn love? What makes you feel good? What raises your vibration? Now it's about the joy. Now there's freedom when you spend time with your loved ones. There's freedom in connecting with your children. These are the areas of life that are going to enhance you and bring you joy. And so we have to clean out the rest of the burdens. And I think the beginning of this month is going to show you exactly what those burdens are and exactly what you need to release and what you need to go after. Sorry, that was a very long-winded introduction, so let's get with these cards. I just can't express to you, Capricorns, if you're in a mode where you're trying to control outcomes, you need to let that go. Because you're simply not in charge right now. The energies is that the universe is kind of taking the wheel here. And there's a lot of transformation coming your way. There's sort of a resetting of your destiny. And right now you kind of have to allow maybe things to fall apart in order for things to come together. It's real important for you to embrace the bigger picture right now. If things aren't working out, it is not due to the lack of trying, the lack of effort. It's just because it's not meant to work out. And the things that are working out will benefit greatly by some detachment. And, you know, Mercury and Pisces, you just sort of have to have faith that whatever's meant to be is going to be, regardless of the struggle. And that the struggle really is an illusion in itself, that we have some sort of control over these outcomes. Knight of Wands in reverse. I think this has come out for all of my earth signs right now, and I think that's pretty indicative of where we are. Wheel of Fortune, what did I tell you? Things are changing. We're starting new cycles. There's an idea here that Knight of Wands in reverse, I mean, in a lot of ways that can come out in a negative tone. But I don't see it that way. And I'll tell you why in a second. Yes. I think this is Capricorn taking on a very different energy. Get you a challenge card. Once I get this challenge card, then I can understand this Knight of Wands, because I sense actually it's really interesting. There's so many different qualities coming out in this Knight of Wands energy, and none of it is the typical reverse Knight of Wands that I would associate it with. Okay. So let's keep in mind this is the first 2 weeks. I think there's some struggles here, and I think there is a reconciling of the fear of success. Let's talk about that. Knight of Wands in reverse. I'm sensing hesitation. So there's this energy, Capricorn, like you know things are about to change, that new cycles are about to begin. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, right? There's a fear because in the accepting of the new, in the knowing that things are going to change drastically, there's a fear of letting go of the things that need to be let go of. So there's a hesitation here. So let's talk about what needs to be let go of. Knight of Wands in reverse, there's a hesitation to go out and grab what is coming towards you. And I'm seeing this play out a lot with my earth signs because there's an energy of being very grounded as an earth sign. There's logic, there's common sense. Things have to fit. They have to, you know, you can't shove a puzzle piece together. You know, earth signs are not known to kind of go out on a whim and do things, although Capricorn is cardinal and it's not afraid to take on the things. They take on the energy, they do it, they climb the mountain, but they do it with a sense of responsibility, with slow, methodical planning. And I think the universe is asking you to go after things with your heart. Again, the opening of that fifth house, preparing you for the Venus moving into your fifth house, the Uranus in your fifth house, that freedom to express yourself, to go after what you love. I think that Capricorns are going through a process of becoming somebody completely different. And although you're completely different on the inside, that you're learning who this new person is, what you really want, what your heart really desires, you have to actually start to express that to other people. You have to start asking for the things that you want. You have to start talking about those dreams. You can dream and dream and dream of becoming a famous actor, or taking stage on Broadway, but it's never going to land in your lap. You're going to have to tell someone. You're going to have to go to auditions. You're going to have to study and do the work. There's an element here where you know what you want, but you're really afraid to go after it. That you sense big changes coming, but there's an element of too overanalyzing. There's an element of too much thought. Current situation, what's going on now is that there's an opportunity to build a foundation here. There's an opportunity to start investing in a future. There's an opportunity to begin a new line of work. I see this as a collaboration between people, and it's having the conversations, it's making the plans, asking the questions, beginning to look at the small details. If we're going to accomplish this in the next 5 years, then we have to start with goals to get us through the next 6 months. Where do you want to be in a year? How are we going to get from A to Z? What is B, C, D, and E? You know, these are really starting to look at, I see a beginning. But the challenge card is a Four of Swords. So again, analysis paralysis, Capricorn. And that can happen. The sun is in your third house of communication, but it's in Pisces. So it's asking you to really talk with your feelings. And that's not really easy for Capricorn. You have to take action at this point. And what they're trying to tell you is that there's, and I'm not saying you're going to miss this opportunity, because I don't think that you are going to miss the opportunity, but you have to embrace the opportunity. You have to recognize it is an opportunity, and you have to do the things if you want it, because by staying in this analysis paralysis, you know, I'm also seeing like the Hanged Man kind of energy, like the inability to make a decision, spending too much time exploring all of the things that could go wrong, spending too much time thinking about things logically. It's out of fear, because here's the bottom line. What you're realizing in this first half of March is that all of the stress and burdens that you carry actually come from a place that you are afraid of succeeding. I think there's a very subconscious, deep-seated fear. And Mars going through that South Node right now is really showing you all of the ways in which you may be afraid of the changes that are occurring, and there are opportunities that are coming to you that are putting you on a path of destiny. And there's something about that that really does frighten you. I'm going to, let's clarify this. 3 of Pentacles in your current situation. A lot of 3s here. I'm feeling this as a healing, though. I'm feeling like this is an opportunity to heal. If I get the 3 of Cups. I think that happened for Taurus, maybe? A lot of similar energies between your readings. So, this thing. There's an inability to make a decision. And there's an inability to decide what you want to focus on. And there's a choice between focusing on the possibilities of success, the 3 of Pentacles, or the possibility of the failure, the 3 of Wands. I'm sorry, the 3 of Swords. And so it's creating a very imbalanced situation. Now, the Lovers in reverse, I don't see this as the ending. I just see it as a, yeah, they're telling me an opportunity to rebalance. To rebalance the strength to move on, to bring in the healing. If you allow yourself to heal, if you allow yourself the opportunity to rebuild, then you could bring back the balance in this connection. Now, if this is a connection, a boss, a lover, a friend, a child, there's an opportunity to heal the union and bring balance to it. But again, it's so important for you to decide what you want to focus on, the possibility of success or the possibility of failure. Queen of Swords in reverse, clarifying the 4 of Swords. So again, your challenge is very much clarified by the Page of Swords. It's very much about the worry. It's very much about the anxiety. It's a lot about not running away. I see this as a avoidance. You might be trying to convince yourself that you're going within, that you're going to meditate your way through and figure things out, but you're not. You're avoiding a conversation that needs to be had. You are avoiding confrontation. You may be healing. There might be an element of you that is healing from maybe some harsh words or truths that were strewn at you. And then the Page of Swords is asking you, I feel like it's asking you to give this some some forgiveness, I feel like, there. There you go. Yeah, so the universe wants you to take action. Clearly, Capricorns, it's time to take action. Now, time like the second, no. But the things that develop in the first half of March is going to build you into the strength that you need to take action in the second half. Yeah, I think there's an imbalance. You know that there's a very karmic connection. I feel a really strong connection here. I mean, the Lover is next to the Wheel of Fortune. There's potential, but you have to let go of the heartbreak, and you have to allow the healing to occur. And the way to allow the healing to occur is to have the conversation, is to revisit it, is to... you know, I'm picking up this energy with the Page of Swords. There's a certain level of having the ability to accept someone for who they are, allowing this other person that you're dealing with, allowing them to speak, allowing them to express themselves. The Page of Swords, it's kind of, if you make the move, if you start the conversation, if you come out of the closet a little bit and start feeling comfortable in the communication, then you could put an end to the fear of success here. And the way that you do that is by entertaining a new emotional offer. I'm looking at this like, you have to stop being so afraid of success. You have to drop a lot of those worries. That Queen of Swords in reverse, it's like, that's the inability to receive what you deserve. It's knowing that even though you've put in 30-some years of really hard work and determination in your life, that you feel like you've done all the right things that everyone needed you to do, there's still a level of you where you feel like you don't deserve that happiness. And you allow it to paralyze you. You allow it to make you not comfortable with the changes that need to be made in order to attain the level of success that you truly want. And that's the end of the karmic cycle. That's the end of this whole situation. You're bringing an end, the Death card and the Page of Cups. You're bringing an end to the fear of success and happiness, and you're allowing it little at a time. We're easing in. This is not grand gestures. This is just simply an offer of love and emotion. Let's get an animal spirit card for you, Caps. Okay, well, 2 came out, so we're going to take them. You got the horse and the starfish. And let me grab you an astrology card. And this kind of just tells me the influence that you're going to be going through. This is my absolute favorite deck for confirmation. And it really speaks to me, not just about what you're going through, but what is the point of it, right? I always say we can go through a million things in a lifetime and learn nothing at all, or we could learn from these experiences, be grateful for them, and allow it to strengthen us and build us and build our beliefs. Grand trine, blessing, Capricorn. This is all about the blocking of something that wants to come in. And it's the releasing the idea that you don't deserve it so that you could allow it. I want to get you one more card here. I'm pulling a lot for you, Caps, but you guys are going through it. Cappies, I feel ya. I have a Capricorn ascendant, so I really feel ya. I do. I think we all have to realize that we're all going through tremendous amounts of change. Life-changing events, changing directions, changing course. Every one of us is going through this at some level. So the emphasis is on allowing the change. The emphasis is on allowing the blessings to come in. And Caps, for you, as Saturn is leaving you, you know, it's done such a great job. It's done such a great job strengthening you, maturing you. Got 2 cards here, too. Actually, you got 3. So we'll go over those quickly. I probably won't read them. But this is really beautiful energy. So, okay, I'm going to read you the animal cards first. Because this is an idea of the energy that they want you to embody. At this time. And I see a tremendous amount. Yeah. Listen carefully here. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, like exercise, and mental focus, like meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. Now, actually, I'm seeing this play out very clearly. If you look at this card, you know, he has that moon, the crescent moon, between his eyes. Like there's a knowing, like allowing yourself to be led by faith and destiny here. That's the message. Taking action towards what you feel like the universe is pulling you towards. There may be a feeling, there just might be a sense that even though none of this makes sense, maybe you're acting very out of character, maybe you're being selfish, maybe you're being a little bit unreliable or flaky, other people are seeing you this way, but you are actually just following what you're being led to do. This energy is being affected in some way by the starfish. So let's read this. I don't feel like this is your energy. I feel like this is people or someone around you. Starfish, beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten the deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances, And what dreams have I put aside to please others? Oh, hallelujah. No, it's totally you. When in balance, uplifting, artistic, and expressive. Venus, 5th house, Uranus. When out of balance, gossips and feels empty. And to bring into balance, you need connection, you need friends, you need joy, passion in your life. So you're being led to this place, to this new life, to this new destiny that you're creating. But you have to let go of your responsibility to others. There's a freedom that has to be obtained here in order to get these blessings. You have to learn to communicate what you want and need. You have to let go of the fears, and you have to know that you really do deserve the success and the blessings. You cannot second guess yourself. You cannot second guess the gifts that are being handed to you. Do not look at it like, oh, it's probably going to break my heart. I shouldn't go after this because these things never work out for me. Okay, those cycles are over. That cycle ended with that conjunction. Pluto put an end to those repeated patterns of disappointment. And this is a whole new game, Capricorn. And so get ready to grasp the passion that's coming into your life. Allow the changes to occur, because your dreams are quite literally coming true. And you're sitting there in paralysis saying, I'm not sure I'm ready. I don't know if I deserve it. I don't know if I could believe in it. And the universe is literally like, really? Really? After all this work? Allow. Capricorn, practice allowing. Break the chain. Break the chain, for God's sake. The hard work's been done. That conjunction happened. It's over. You're working through the energies, but it's over. Break the chain. Allow the new cycles to begin. Align your life. Gifts are coming in. They're being handed to you. Take them and appreciate them. Really appreciate them. This is a great time for Capricorns to focus on being grateful, on the energy of being really grateful for what you have, and then the universe can deliver more. Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, the priestess, the mystic, and the teacher. So you're embodying this wisdom, Capricorn, and you can't doubt it. There is a level of wisdom you've obtained from the things that you have gone through. And now is the time to trust yourself. Trust that you know the difference, that you could see through people's bullshit, that you don't have to carry all the fear of failure with you, and you could allow good things to happen. This 2 weeks is going to be a roller coaster for you emotionally. As you begin to let go, as you begin to release control and accept what's coming towards you. Big, life-changing Capricorn, you deserve it. All right, I will catch you guys in a couple of weeks as we start to move through the really action-packed portion of the month. I really wish you the best of love, and I'm really excited for these new beginnings, and I hope that you could work through these last these last nuances. You know, it's the mastering of this before the big changes are actually delivered. Really great stuff, Capricorn. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye.